Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows from shows ranging from the 90s to today.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia. And today we'll be talking about episode 11, Sex She Wrote. And today we
I
have
have Jaycee.
Yep.
Hey guys.
So episode 11, Sex She Wrote, aired January 20th, 1999. And
The synopsis is
Abby and Chris find an anonymous note at school and set out to find out who wrote it. Abby figures out that the author and intended recipient apparently had sex the night before, so she sets out to expose the affair. The three suspect couples are Dawson and Jen, Joey and Jack, Andie and Pacey. Abby and Chris work from clues about Joey's night after discovering her drawings of a naked Jack, while Dawson sets out to find Joey and Jack, while Pacey becomes distant towards Andie after the romantic dinner. Abby and Chris gather all six suspects in a classroom after school to bring out the author and which couple, if any, went all the way.
Well, that was the whole thing of the episode. That's all that happened. Goodbye.
all right, we're done. Yeah, this episode really didn't have a whole lot to it.
Did you like it?
It could have been better, but I mean, they brought Abby back again. What do you guys think of Abby in this one?
My God, can we just get rid of her?
Yeah, again, she went too far.
Yeah, it seems like they only want to keep her around for drama. That's all she's about.
But it's not even good drama because, she's always taking digs at everybody, and she's already said all the digs. I don't need to hear any more about anybody's the same stuff.
Right, we know Andie's mom has problems.
Do we know that Joey's dad's in prison? Make something else up.
Yeah, come up with some new insults. Come on, Abby.
Otherwise, shut up and go away.
And Chris, I mean, he's just kind of her little sidekick.
Okay, what is up with that? He likes Abby?
She's not even nice to him.
But it's just weird. He's just been hanging around her.
I mean, he can obviously get other girls from what we've seen, so I don't understand.
I mean, I guess maybe he's been with every girl, so.
Oh,
she's the
yeah.
last one.
He's the last. Yeah, it's a challenge for him. He's got to pursue her, maybe. Yeah.
It's just weird. I'm like, but why is he talking to her and, giving her any attention? That girl don't need any attention.
No.
She needs to be quiet. And then what did you think of the whole goodbye from the episode before? Everybody, leaving, the respected person's house.
Oh, all the couples making out. Oh, and saying goodbye to each other.
Yeah, that.
Kissing goodbye and leaving each other for the evening.
Okay, wasn't that so awkward? 2 out of 3 couples.
Well, Jack and Joey was just a little weird.
But so is Dawson and Jen. They were awkward. Because one of them said, I'll talk to you. And then the other one said, or Jen goes, 12 hours. I'm like, what? 12 hours? Is that how long it takes for you to sleep and wake back up?
I'm not a big fan of Jen and Dawson together, really.
Me either, but it's just those 2 couples were just so awkward. The only one that was believable was Pacey and Andie.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Okay, what happened?
Jack afterward asking Joey if she had any regrets. What would she have regretted? What do you think he was referring to?
That's still a mystery right now.
Yeah.
Well,
that made me think they had sex.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
I thought it was Jen and Dawson.
That would have been believable, too. I was really confused. I didn't know who it was.
Well, I already knew.
Well, of course.
Okay, but then I was confused because I'm like, wait a minute. Last episode, we were believed. Nothing happened between that couple. I was confused.
Yeah, and then they go to this episode, and now all of a sudden something's happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take you home. We saw them walk. We saw them walk down the road.
Yeah, I was kind of confused as to when things happened.
And then I forgot this was a continuation from the last one because they never said.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's weird because that last episode.
Of the last, the one before this.
They were walking home.
Right, and it said to be continued, and then
Yeah.
it never really.
But nothing happened that we saw, so it's just really weird. All of a sudden, they had sex. Just out of the blue.
And then with their presentations, was this like
Okay,
what
but
class was this even
I
for?
thought it was English.
Okay, I
It
just
was the
But they're
same.
talking about mysteries. That doesn't.
Yeah, but that last one where that same Mr. Peterson,
Oh, yeah.
it was the same one where they had that test and they had to go study for.
yeah, that was English.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this is
so it's
still
gotta
English.
be. They just don't really specify.
And all of a sudden Abby's in the class of English.
Yeah.
She wasn't there last time.
I guess the topic was just a mystery, like they had a. But with
But why
Abby's
was
legitimate,
Dawson showing a movie?
yeah, like mystery, just old mysteries or mysteries in general.
But he was allowed to show like a movie.
Maybe he just showed a clip of it. Obviously, can't watch the whole movie, and
And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, but he was like acting like the teacher up there on the stand.
He was. I thought he was giving a lesson, honestly.
Too, I was like, is this film class? Because we're watching a movie.
I thought so at first.
But then I saw Mr. Peterson, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's their teacher. That can't be. And none of those kids are in film class. I'm like, this doesn't add up.
I think Dawson just likes to incorporate film whenever he can in any subject.
yeah,
But
and
do you think this is like one of those where the teacher just teaches everything? They just bring up any subject?
They're in high school, so it shouldn't be like that.
I know, but it happens on other shows.
mhm,
Like Boy Meets World.
yeah,
Yeah, Mr. Feeney.
Yeah. He teaches math, English, social studies. I mean,
and then he becomes a principal at every school they're at.
Yeah.
you can't be a teacher and a principal. You got to pick one.
I love Mr. Feeney, though.
Yeah, but is it like one of those where the teacher just teaches whatever the writers want to teach that day?
It could be.
Yeah,
Where it doesn't make any sense?
mm-hmm.
Because, yes, it does happen where some teachers teach other subjects.
Right.
But none of those kids, it would be like, I don't know, a small percent of them actually being in the same class for both.
Right. And then,
Because think about the odds of them actually.
yeah, they just randomly added Abby to it.
And in that classroom, Andie was, for that test, she was sitting with Pacey in front of Dawson and Joey. But then this episode, she's sitting behind Dawson and Joey. And I'm like,
They must not have assigned seats.
here we go with the no assign. It's like going back to Pacey in Miss Jacobs' class. He was sitting at the front, and then he moves to like the second seat. I'm
Don't
like,
get me going on him and Miss Jacobs. But yeah, it's not very realistic for how school was for us anyway.
yeah, I mean, for us, oh no, it was assigned seats. You had to sit in the same one. And the teachers normally picked because they didn't want you next to your friends talking. So there's no way that, like,
But people end up doing that anyway.
they did.
Talking?
No, I meant like sitting with their friends.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Certain kids got to be with their friends.
I do remember after, in 11th grade, after we took our ACTs, our desks were not where they were prior because they had to switch them for ACT because we had to sit away from everybody.
Yeah.
And so, we were all in the line and everything. And that's when our teacher told us, you guys can pick anywhere you want to sit. And it was like, okay. But she goes, but wherever you pick is where you're going to sit. So, of course, we're all going to, like, pick by our friends.
Right.
And then it sucks if you, like, certain people walked in last minute and, well, they got front row.
I didn't mind front row.
Huh? That's where you got picked on, though, I
I
feel
liked
like.
front row. I could pay attention better.
You
I could see better.
You paid attention?
Yeah.
What did you remember?
Nothing now.
So basically, you didn't pay attention.
At the time, I mean, it helped with my work and everything.
It didn't help me. Okay, in high school, did you like when we had to do like that popcorn reading?
Oh, I hated that because everybody had to pay attention constantly. You never knew when you were up.
Called on? Because especially if your friend got called on, you knew they were gonna pick on you. I was like, don't call me.
Do you guys remember kids being mean and purposely picking on the kids that couldn't read out loud well?
Mm-hmm.
I hated that.
Me too.
Yeah, but do you also remember when they went in order down the row?
I liked that because I could prepare ahead of time and see my part I needed to read.
Yeah, and you would rehearse it in your head.
Yeah, but the problem with that was everybody was reading their paragraph.
Yeah, not paying
and
attention.
Like if you gave a pop quiz at the end of that reading, 95% of the kids would fail because we were all just reading our paragraph.
I never really thought about that aspect of it.
We weren't paying attention.
So honestly, the popcorn reading is better for us.
But yeah, because it threw you off if it was you that had to read.
Yeah.
But also, the whole making everybody read and going in order wasn't very smart because everybody was just reading their paragraph and not listening.
Yeah, I don't think that's something they really thought about because I didn't really think about that until right now when we were discussing it.
I did. I was like, what's the point of this when I'm not going to remember a thing that happened?
Yeah.
And then
except for your part.
And then and I didn't even do that. I was just trying to like get the words out right. Because what they say, what's in your head and what comes out isn't the case. And you don't want to like, be an idiot in front of your class, like you said, to make fun of you. So everybody, and you know what's weird? Is I literally thought I was the only person that did that. And then you get all these Facebook memes.
Yeah.
And then everyone in our class is posting it of how they used to go,
oh my God, we're more similar than we thought.
Yeah, because like the Facebook meme was like how you would like count if you were like, oh, I'm the third person, so I get the third paragraph.
Yeah.
So you're prepping yourself. I'm like, everyone did that?
Right.
I thought I just did that. Yeah, I remember that. I hated that. I remember like looking at the clock. Oh, is it almost time? Are we gonna get to my paragraph?
Yeah.
I remember those days. I hated that. But yeah, I don't understand this class. What is this class? All of a sudden they're talking about something.
It doesn't remind me of anything we've ever done in school.
Well, they're not even like talking about a book or anything.
Right. Like I could understand if they were focusing on they're reading a mystery book.
Yeah, but they're not. It's just some mystery. Something stupid. And all of a sudden, Abby's the investigator?
Yeah, she thinks she's she said she even compared herself to Nancy Drew.
And all of a sudden, her little sidekick is going to be Chris.
Oh, yeah, she said she didn't compare herself. Somebody else.
Kristen.
Yes, called her the Nancy Drew from hell.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, at lunch, when you get all the couples, how come if they're all friends, how come nobody is sitting together?
Yeah, I would be sitting with my friends. It doesn't make much sense to me.
It's just weird. I mean, we sat together every day.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you just, all of a sudden you're all in couples and you're just not sitting together?
It's just so they can have their scenes
I
individually.
don't care. It's not realistic.
But come on. Like Cynthia said, if they didn't set it up that way, how else are we going to see their
Because you could have done it in the hallway. They could have been walking together in the hallway.
I guess they just didn't think of that.
No. They really wouldn't like me on set because I'd be like, this shouldn't be written this way.
And also, it's like, how big is their lunchroom where they're all able to sit apart?
Yeah, because for us, we didn't have those too many options because like every table was taken and we weren't going to sit at the long table.
No.
I just don't want to be in the center of the lunchroom.
I don't blame you.
That's why I went by the wall.
Yeah, I liked it by the wall better. Parked my scooter right there.
The round table. You had the little round table.
Yeah, because in middle school, the round tables were the ones against the walls, so.
Yeah, and then in high school, the long tables were
against the wall.
Those tables were weird with the seats connected to them.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I always felt like I was going to hurt myself.
Yeah.
To sit down or something.
At least you didn't have to worry about pulling a chair in and out.
That's
Especially when your hands were full.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like a chair would be better because you could like pull it closer to you.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't a fan of the built-on seats.
No, whoever made those, no. And then like they folded up all weird.
Yeah.
And they just looked weird against the wall when we had an activity. And why is Andie talking to Abby after what she did at the election.
I wouldn't even be able to look at the girl.
I would not give that girl time of day. Because she just comes up and just tries to investigate if Andie wrote the note. And it's like, but girl, shoo her away, Andie. What she did, she should have been expelled.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that you're giving her any time of day doesn't make any sense to me.
And then why is Andie believing Abby over Pacey? Like, why is she believing what Abby's saying to her, knowing how she is?
Yeah, and what comes out of that girl's mouth? I don't get it. That's why I don't really believe this episode.
Yeah.
It's not believable that Pacey and Andie slept together, because I don't think that they would have just rushed it.
They would have showed
leading up.
Like, yeah, because like you said, the end of the last episode, why did they make it seem like nothing happened? Pacey's going to wait. He wants her to wait. And they, like you said, they leave the bed and breakfast.
All happy leaving.
If something happened, wouldn't they have stayed at the bed and breakfast and like enjoyed their time together?
But it makes, I don't believe this at all, because Pacey was waiting. We saw the whole episode. He just wanted her to have a good night.
Yeah, so I really thought it was one of the other two couples based on how they left it.
But that's why I'm saying the writing is off, because there's no way. No.
What did you think, Cynthia? Who did, like...
Okay, do you believe this storyline of Pacey and Andie sleeping together?
No, I don't think the writers did this ahead of time. They did it probably at the last second, it seemed like. So they just took the last episode and tried to make it convincing that probably it ended up being the one couple between like certain scenes. So we didn't see it, but it did happen.
Yeah, and they didn't do a good job of making it believable.
Trying to think of the future of the scenes. Is it believable to you though?
No.
Like, does it make any sense?
Mm-mm.
Because
I don't think so.
Because Pacey and Andie are now a solid couple. There's no way they would just not make this a big deal.
And it's like, if they thought of it ahead of time, they would have showed something. They would have gave us an idea, an indicator that they were together, but they didn't.
Well, and it's, I don't believe it because of all the stuff he said the last episode.
Yeah, so I'm really not a fan of this because of the way the episode before was left.
It makes I can't get over, like, when my mouth dropped when I found out. I was like, wait a minute, when did they have sex?
Yeah, because they left the whole audience believing they were waiting.
I believe the last episode. I believe this one, no.
They're just changing the story all of a sudden and hoping people wouldn't catch on, I think.
But I don't believe it. I believe they waited.
Yes.
Yeah, because Dawson ended up changing his script after all, but instead of his character that's based on him being with Joey's character, he had his character end up with the girl from New York. So he switched the whole script. So that made me think that they did it because he did the whole rewrite.
Yeah, but remember though, at the audition, everybody was like, change your script, and even Jen at the last minute was like, I think you need to have them sleep together.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He didn't do that. He had his character sleep with Jen's character, so he took Joey's character completely out of it.
That's what made you think that,
Yeah, but he deleted the script, remember?
Yeah,
before
that's what they made it look like.
Yeah, because he then was talking to Jen about being the leading lady.
Yeah, so he rewrote it and made us think they slept together.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I actually do agree with what Abby says.
Which part?
Abby said about Dawson, he's just waiting for Joey or old age.
First.
I was like, you know what, Abby? That's the only thing that's true.
And then
that's why, how do you actually believe it? You really think Joey is just going to sleep with Jack when she doesn't really know him?
Maybe
Joey.
in the heat of the moment.
No.
I mean, he's there naked in front of her.
they've known each other for a little bit now.
Okay,
That's true.
But when she's obsessed with Dawson, do you really think she's going to?
I don't think
Well, right
she's
now,
been as obsessed.
Yeah, she's been focused on her art and her relationship with Jack.
And Jaycee, you know the future. How in the world could you think that Joey would sleep with him?
I really,
She waited forever with Pacey. I think she's because of Dawson. So you really think?
I think she was just. I thought maybe she was just lusting over Jack, thinking,
What?
why not just get it over with?
Did you not forget season 4?
Hey, we're not there yet.
I know, but I'm talking about you. How could you believe it?
Well, look at those other things the writers are trying to make us believe.
So what, all of a sudden she slept with Jack and then re-virginized herself?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. And you really think Dawson is just gonna sleep with Jen?
Yeah.
That's believable.
Yeah.
No, he's still hooked on Joey. Oh my god, you guys.
But Joey's not hooked on him right now.
There was only one couple that made sense, and it didn't make sense because of the last episode.
That's why it didn't make sense. That's why I was like, no, there's no way they slept together.
There's no way any of them slept together.
There isn't. So that's why I was like, I was just trying to make the most. I mean, Jack was naked in front of Joey, and we know he got a little boner. So, I mean, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Especially with that letter being found in the classroom. I'm like, oh.
And I have a question about the letter. Who was the letter the closest to on the
I
floor?
didn't see.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it either. I was like, Abby just picks up a note because
No, that was Chris.
Chris did whatever.
And
But
then he took it to her.
Abby, look at this mystery.
Yeah.
And once again, Abby doesn't do her homework. And where's Kenny?
Being
Yeah.
the president of the class.
Yeah, he should be
won.
around.
He was he wasn't in the class. Wrong class. But yes, it's just weird. But Abby doesn't do her homework because the teacher just keeps trying.
Mm-hmm. And then Abby with her big mouth when they're in the cafeteria. And she said very out loud that if she had a gun, remember, Brittany?
Why are you saying my name?
Well, I'm just seeing if you remember.
Jaycee.
Because I was shocked she just said that out loud in front of everybody to hear.
Could you imagine if we said that in school?
Well, we would never say it,
But if we did, the consequences.
Yeah, especially today.
you would get expelled. I thought it was weird that the teacher was talking about a book fair. Did we have those in high school?
Not in
No.
high school.
No, just elementary.
I know, that's all I thought. I'm like, wait a minute. It's been years since I've seen a book fair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last one I went to was in 5th grade.
Yeah, and like we had to go to. Remember in school we had.
I thought that was kind of crappy making all the kids go to it when everything was so expensive. And you know dang well not everyone could afford to get something. And you're going to make these kids go and look at this cute stuff that they want to get and they
Well,
can't.
yeah, we had to go and look, and if you just so happened to buy a book, you could, but we all had to go. And that's stupid because there's some kids that can't afford it, and then there's some kids that love to read, and what if they can't afford the book?
Yeah, it's just sad that they make the kids go there and see things they want and can't have.
Yeah, that's setting them up for failure. Nice going, teachers at our school.
Yeah, for real.
And I'm saying our school because other schools may be nicer, but ours weren't.
No.
And you know you weren't. What do you think, Cynthia?
Yeah, well, I love to read, so but I was only limited to getting one thing each time, and I didn't like that because I usually would find like 2 or 3 books that I wanted. So
Oh,
it was
yeah.
hard to narrow it down.
Well, and then Joey and Jen are at the book fair. They have a bunch of books in their hand. I'm like, really?
That would cost a fortune at ours.
I'm like,
I mean, Joey works, but she can't be making that much money.
but I didn't know Jen reads.
Yeah. But again, they
What?
had to get their characters together to talk.
It's true.
She could have just been looking at the books like the teacher told her to. She didn't have to go and buy the books.
Maybe she I don't know. I don't know where I was going with
The
that.
girl is only interested in like guys and outside activities.
Okay, so it was books about guys and how to
what?
keep one. I don't know.
Well then, yeah, she needs 100 of those in order to keep one.
She could learn that.
It didn't make any sense. A book fair out of the blue.
It was random.
It was definitely random. I'm like, we're pulling something from elementary. And you all have to go. Well, I didn't see the rest of them at the book fair. Oh, Andie was working it. Pacey just shows up. And that's where Andie doesn't really want to talk to him.
Yeah, it upsets me that she's believing Abby over him.
But he was kind of standoffish to her.
Yeah, he was.
And it made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it just drove me nuts because once again, last episode, you made him this great guy, and then now he's just standoffish to her.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. If you're going to write someone, make it believable because that doesn't add up to his character.
Yeah, these writers have been off lately.
All season 2. And then, so when Jen, so when Jen goes around and has them all sign whatever she
Her
had,
petition for...
different things.
Wait, did you say Jen?
Abby. Abby. Started with an A.
Yeah.
I'll get there eventually.
Oh, it was a petition for what? Condom dispenser?
Yeah, but then wasn't she making enough for like each one of them?
Yeah, taking a dig at them all.
But it's like, okay, when she goes around, why in the world would they sign anything
For her?
She has to say?
Would you sign it if somebody you hated? Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't it Pacey that was like, if I sign this, will you go away or will you shut up
Yeah.
or something? So that's why he signed it.
That's a valid reason.
No, it's not.
To for her to leave you alone, yeah, I would say,
Okay,
please just shut up.
But no. But knowing Abby, she doesn't leave you alone.
No.
She comes right back at you. But it wasn't believable. Like, why would anybody sign anything Abby has to sign? I wouldn't believe a word she says. How do they not understand this by now?
They know she's evil.
And yeah, she's the wicked witch of the West. Like, why would you sign something? But yeah, of course, she just tries to get everybody. That made no sense to me. Where she just goes around.
Okay, so she got everybody to meet up to go talk about the letter where Chris was filming. Wouldn't you be suspicious to go meet up there? Wouldn't you want to know what was going on? Would you show up?
No, I wouldn't show up. But also, my thing is, they're meeting at 7 o'clock at night.
What kind of school function meets that?
It's probably
late?
for the book fair, because they probably had the book fair after school, too.
Oh, yeah.
But teachers lock their classrooms.
Yeah, you don't just have free access to
The
them.
only person that has it is the custodian to every classroom.
Oh, Abby probably stole his keys.
How is the door just randomly open for all the kids to just wander in his classroom and sit there for as long as they need?
Once I realized that Abby coordinated this little event, I would have just got up and left.
But how are they just able to roam around in the school?
It doesn't make sense.
Think about it.
Most schools are more secure.
Even if you have a book fair, there is somebody in the hallways going, whoa, this is as far as you can go. And they usually have it all blocked. Like when we had basketball games, it was all blocked.
Yeah, they would block off the other hallways
So people couldn't just go. And if you had to get permission from somebody to get through.
Right.
And all those kids are not going to get permission. They're going to go,
No.
there is something up.
Yes.
It's not believable. Couldn't they meet somewhere else? Like at a cafe or something? Why did it have to be school?
I don't know. That was weird.
And that's what I'm saying is, again, it doesn't add up to be 7 o'clock at night at the teacher's classroom.
Yeah. It's
more,
not believable.
It's more believable 7 o'clock somewhere else. In the park. I don't know. Just anywhere but the teacher's classroom or the school.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe the 90s were different, but it definitely doesn't add up. Do you think the writers even went to school? I mean, all the stuff they're writing.
Maybe it was different in their time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because I don't know. Things have changed.
And then when Abby read the note out loud to everybody, and Joey was the first one to get up, I thought, that made her look guilty.
Yes. Because it's like, well, why would you get up and leave if...
I would. Abby's trouble. I don't want to be here for as long as Abby's going to keep them.
Oh, to see what show she's going to put on.
I'm leaving. Yo, who knows what kind of crap she'll say about Joey and Joey's family? If I was Joey, I'd leave too. Like, I have better...
That's true.
Like, doesn't Joey work at night? Like, I have better things to do besides sit here and deal with Abby's nonsense.
Yeah.
So, no, if I was Joey, I'd walk out too. And then, yes, you can all talk about me when I leave.
Oh, what do you guys think about her finding Joey's drawing and them just showing everybody?
Didn't Chris find it?
Yeah, so
Then
he was...
Then he gave it to Dawson.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
like,
that's so messed up.
And then Dawson gave it to Jack.
Yeah.
It just gets passed around. Especially when Jack was like, don't show anybody, don't show anybody. And she's like,
Yeah.
It's only for my teacher's eyes.
How does she forget it there? How does she not realize she didn't have it?
How do you not? Like, that's important.
She was thinking about Dawson's script because Chris had that too.
Okay, but why don't you pick up all of your things and go put it in your locker where it's secure?
Just like the time I forgot my charger here. Because we were talking, I forgot it.
Okay, but it's in front of your face. Your charger was way over there across the room. It's not believable.
It's not that far. I'm just saying she was distracted, so she
No.
forgot.
That's true.
Her
It is
sketchbook
easy to
was in there.
forget things, but
No, it's not when it's right in front of you.
I would remember eventually. I'd be like, "Oh shoot, where'd that drawing
Yeah,
go?"
and she never thought about it ever. Like when she went to her locker and it wasn't
because
missing.
it's not like it was a small drawing.
No,
It was her
big.
whole sketchbook.
It was her
Yeah.
big sketchbook. So how do you not go to your locker, your book bag, whatever, and go, oh, where is it? It's
Where-
missing.
yeah.
Where did I leave it?
That's the part I didn't understand. That
They
she
never-
didn't go back to look.
They never, again, bad writing. They never wrote that in that she is,
realized it
is-
was gone.
and that she's not freaking out about it.
Cause that's the part I thought she would have freaked out and like went to go look for it, but she never did go look for it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, was it really ever brought up? It was just
Not until
last
later
minute.
on.
But then, of course, Dawson has to see it. And then show Jack. I mean, oh my God.
How can he even get mad at Jack about it? But he does.
Because it's Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson, he's got some work to do.
And then Dawson and Joey getting into it in the classroom and lying to each other that they did sleep with Jen and Jack.
Yeah, so it's
prove
obvious there's still
something.
feelings there when they're both lying to each other. Because why else would they do that?
Mm-hmm.
They're just trying to hurt one another, yeah.
And then with Jack and Jen there, they were able to say, no, that didn't happen.
Thank God they were there to defend themselves.
I love how Jen just she's the first one. That didn't happen. I'm like, I love you, Jen.
So then that left me thinking, oh, Joey. But then Jack piped up too.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jen admits she still loves Dawson.
Jen?
She was talking to Jack. Remember they had that
Oh,
little moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she says that she still loves Dawson, and I'm like, huh?
Oh, and then they were talking, and that part
Yeah.
was funny.
I knew it when I saw it. I was like, JC's got to say something about this.
Jack couldn't. I wrote, Jack couldn't get it up.
Yeah.
That's literally the only reason why they didn't do it. He couldn't get it up.
Joey would not have went through with it.
In the heat of the moment, you never know.
No, she would have stopped her. It's not Dawson.
No, exactly. It's not Dawson.
As you can see in this episode, she still is trying to get back at Dawson. So.
But she had the hots for Jack. We can't deny that.
No, but she would
I think
not.
she
No.
would have.
I
I really think
No.
she would.
No.
Okay.
I do not believe that Joey would have.
Well, let's just agree to disagree on that because I think she would have.
Me too.
2 against 1.
Yeah, but I'm right. So
Well,
You're
we
wrong.
think we're right too.
Yeah, but you're usually wrong. So
Usually, but not this time.
usually when it's about Dawson, you are.
But this isn't about Dawson.
But it is.
No, it's about
Because
Joey.
she is holding out for Dawson.
Well, yeah, later on she does say it's about the perfect person. But I think in the heat of the moment, if things would have played out right, Joey would have.
No, I think she would have tried, and then she would have stopped herself, like Jen did with Vincent.
No.
Yeah, because she would have really, really thought about. I don't think Joey's ready.
She's probably not, but I think she would have.
No, she's not ready.
She's not ready, but she would have.
That's why she was so awkward when she was talking about it with Jack, because they're both not ready.
But, well, Jack isn't ready because he couldn't get it up. But
I have a question. How many times are you going to say it?
I think it's funny that he could not get it up. There, I said it again.
And then,
He's a teenager. What teenager has that problem?
well, and then Jen was trying not to laugh.
Well, Warren had the same issue in the one episode with Joey.
Oh, yeah.
I guess these guys in this little town.
Is it a Joey problem?
No,
but it wasn't about Joey.
Yeah.
it was about Abby's friend.
But, I mean, who believes Abby? How do we even
Abby's
know?
just full of lies.
How do we even know that was even true? In Warren's defense, in this one, I mean, Jack actually says it to Jen, so it's obviously true. Okay, and then the sweetest moment happens.
Oh, I know who you're about to talk about. Your favorite couple, your boyfriend.
There's only one, like, serious couple on the show. When Andie goes to her car, Pacey runs after her, and then he gets in her car, and she tells him to get out, and he, of course, doesn't. And then he says, the best thing ever.
Oh, my gosh.
He tells her that he got an A. And then he said, you are the single most important being to ever grace my existence.
That is really sweet. He has a way with his words.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, how can he be failing? He's like the best with his words.
Yeah, he's really cheesy, but I like him.
How can you hate him
You can't.
when he says these things? Especially because you know he means them.
But then why did he write that letter?
They did not sleep together. So
They did, though.
Someone else did.
No, because Abby tells Andie that she matched the handwriting to Pacey. When
I
they signed
know,
that
but I'm
petition.
saying the
Yeah.
writing does not make sense, you guys.
It doesn't, but they slept together. They did.
Okay, well, in my mind,
They didn't.
they didn't.
I don't think realistically, no, they didn't. But they did.
No,
They did.
You just said it. They didn't.
But they did.
They didn't.
It looks like they didn't, but they did.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. It's dumb. I don't like that.
Well, and also, how do you guys feel about, like, him pushing her away because he got an A? Because even when she said, oh, what's this from whatever class? He's
History.
like, oh, I don't, it's none of your business. And it's like, but that was because it was an A. He got an A, but he then told her he got an A in the car.
Well, I think he's really freaked out because he's never had things go so good for him and he doesn't want it to end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and he's probably wondering when the ball's going to drop and he's going to start failing again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like his first A. Oh.
He's probably afraid to get excited about it.
Yeah, because, especially in his life.
Yeah, everything always goes wrong. Poor guy.
One little thing goes right and then it all tears apart.
He really deserves to have Andie around.
And he got an A because of Andie.
A for Andie. I'm sorry, that was stupid.
Here you go with the cheesy lines. So you didn't like that scene?
No, I did.
It finally made up for him pushing her away the whole episode.
Mm-hmm. And then Abby did show some regret in the classroom after Jen told her what she did was wrong.
How'd you guys feel about that? I was kind of like, okay.
She actually has a heart.
Yeah, about time we see her do something good for someone else.
And then she even, for her presentation, didn't tell the teacher what she figured out as a mystery.
Yes, I was shocked and I was like, I actually liked Abby for a minute. I was like, okay, this girl, she's improving slightly.
Yeah.
Okay.
What, you didn't appreciate that part?
No, Abby's always got an agenda, and we had to close the storyline.
Yeah, okay. But
It
at
was
least
the end of the episode. We had to close it.
but at least she
There was
showed
no-
some slight bit of kindness.
There was no to be continued, even though this one was just a stupid to be. It made
It
no
was.
sense.
I wasn't a fan of this episode.
To be continued, my foot. Like, no. And then, how did you like when Dawson and Joey walk outside in the rain?
In the rain. It was so
Here we go with Dawson and Joey in the rain scenes. Oh my God,
I
get rid of
thought
them.
this was my thoughts. Here we go again. That's what I thought. Here we go again. Not ready for it.
I thought it was cute how they talked about the script, and she said that she doesn't know what she thinks because her character's so mysterious, and he said that you definitely are a mystery, and Joey was like, I like the way you see me. I thought that was cute.
That was sweet.
Also, I don't remember Dawson and Joey's lockers being in the same row. Because the dance episode, it was across the hall. Remember? They had to walk from her locker all the way to his, and then in this episode,
You're
His-
good with them details.
his is right here because they're looking at each other. They're at their locker, looking right at each other. You can't change
I guess
your lockers.
they get a new locker every week, Brittany. Come on, get with it.
You can do the same scene across the hall. You can have them look at each other.
There's too many inconsistencies.
Mm-hmm.
Be consistent.
Maybe it was a timing thing. Maybe they just wanted to get it done faster. I don't know.
No,
You never know.
But yeah, those little
Cynthia,
details.
It does not add. You can't.
It doesn't, but those little details, yeah, they really need to focus more on because people like Brittany really catch them.
Yeah, and this was back in the late 90s. This is when things were kind of just...
Yeah, but it
easier.
annoys me so much.
That's why you need to be working on these shows.
I know, but they'd all probably quit. They wouldn't, or I'd get fired. They wouldn't like me. They wouldn't like me because I would be giving fans what they want, which is the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of fans do bring up all of this. It's not just me. But I just can't take it. Like, their lockers. And then their seating charts. Come on. It's one thing if it was the next year. Because every year you get a new locker. But their dance was just a couple episodes ago. It doesn't make any sense to have them. And you can have, okay, if it's all about the looks, you could have given the look across the hall.
Right.
Many people do, when you're looking at someone. So it doesn't add up. Watch, their lockers will be somewhere else all of a sudden. The next episode.
Probably. Now I'm going to start paying attention to that now.
Yeah, look at the seating charts and then look at the lockers because it doesn't make any sense. So yeah. Oh, and then how did you like how he had to put his coat over her and walk out? Had the
Well,
That was still cute to me.
that was kind of nice because he was covering her up from
They're
the
finally getting
rain.
alone after everything.
Yeah. I know you just hate Dawson.
I really hate the scene.
Because I think if they can go back to friends after, everything, that'd be good for both of them.
I thought they were working on being friends a couple episodes ago, weren't they? Oh yeah, we were going to be friends, and they haven't been friends since.
Well, Abby started new drama, so they had to get over this now. Because if Chris never found that note, then none of that would have even happened between them.
Yeah, it needed to not happen because it didn't add up.
Mm-mm.
You know what would have? Abby and Chris. They seem more like the ones that would have followed through, don't you think?
I don't know. Abby doesn't really like Chris.
She just uses them.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
Like, don't forget, in order to get him to help her with this, she told him that she'll let him touch her in bad places. So she's using that to use him.
Yep.
And then wasn't it, I don't know, last episode or the beginning of this one or something, Dawson was looking for a lead, and then Abby is still the lead?
At the
I
moment.
don't know. I don't
don't know.
remember.
That was confusing.
It's kind of put on pause with him rewriting it with Jen, about Jen anyhow.
Hopefully
so.
she's really not in it, because I can't see any more of her. Especially being in Dawson's play.
I hate Abby.
You know darn well she's not going to listen to anything Dawson has to say about his movie. She's going to be like, I do what I want. I don't think so, Abby. It's not your movie. All right. Well, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah.
For this boring episode.
This one was boring.
I mean, it was hard to watch.
What?
Nothing really happened.
So should we do our best and our worst?
Well, you gotta do your high and low and rate it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, well, you said best and worst.
Oh, well, I call it best and worst.
Well, okay.
The high and low, I also call best and worst.
I know you
My bad. So my high was Pacey with Andie in the car. Okay. Because that was sweet. He finally opened up to her and let her know what's going on in his life and that he really cares about her and that she's been a big help. So I thought that was nice. My low was Chris filming in the classroom. I mean, he's Abby's little puppet, and I just don't see the point of him. And he's just going along with the drama, stirring the pot more. I just don't like it.
Well, because with that tape, now they can give it to anyone they want. Yeah, it's bad. And also, why is Abby so concerned with the group? They're not popular.
It's just the drama of it all.
Yeah,
But
she
why
thrives.
But why stir drama up when there's no drama?
She's bored. She wants to do something.
Yeah, that's annoying. My low was the whole telling me that Pacey and Andie slept together, because it makes no sense.
It's true, yeah.
And then the high was Pacey and Andie.
Of course. That was a really good part.
I love when she's like, get out of my car. And he's like, no. Like, he just wasn't getting out of the car. I love that.
What was yours, Cynthia?
Well, the high was the same as Brittany just said, and then the low was just the whole scene with the in the classroom with Abby just putting turns out to be Andie and Pacey's business in front of everybody.
Yes.
And also, why would any of them sit through anything Abby has to... When they also, we know what this is about. Why didn't they all leave? Like, they knew Abby was involved. They all should have just got up as a group and walked out.
For the sake of the show, they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense.
What would y'all rate it?
A 2. It
Wow,
made,
yeah.
No, it made no sense.
You rated it a 2 because of Pacey and Andie sleeping together.
And I didn't like Abby and Chris.
Oh, yeah.
They were annoying.
I gave it a 4.5.
Okay. You're giving me a hard time out of 2, and you're gonna give it a 4.
No, I gave you a hard time about it too because I never heard you rate one so low.
Well, they might.
What's your rating, Cynthia?
With this season, they might be getting worse.
I was thinking the same 4 or
a 2?
4.5. No,
Dang.
that's Jaycee, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And then worst and best characters?
Yeah, what are they?
My best was Jen because she kind of like stopped Abby and put her in her place and stood up for the group as a whole.
Yeah, me too.
My worst? Abby, of course.
Yep, me too.
I don't think I even need to explain.
Nope. Brittany?
Wait a minute, you didn't say Pacey was your worst?
Why would I say that?
Because he wrote the note. Supposedly.
No, it's not bad.
Supposedly he wrote the note.
And he didn't mean for it to slip out of his hand when he walked out and cause all the drama.
Right. That was a complete accident.
Just you're a Pacey hater. I just.
When have I ever been a... Okay.
You're gonna try it.
I'll take... Anyway, next.
Okay. So my worst is that Wicked Witch. Her name's Abby. And then the best was
Pacey, huh?
no.
What?
I love when I throw you off. Jen.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't like that Pacey was being mean to Andie.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I love what he did at the end, but Jen, oh my God, she put that Abby in her place.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, finally, someone. I mean, I wish she would have done more, like, slapped her again,
Right.
pulled her hair or something, but she said it. And
She really did hit her where it hurt, though.
Yeah, I was like, good job, Jen, because everybody else wasn't saying a word.
Yeah, Jen stuck up for them all.
And she did it as soon as Pacey and Andie had their little fight and, like, they walked out.
Yes.
That's when she got up and said it. And
She's
I was like,
I've had enough.
yeah, she's like, don't mess with them. Like, no. So I was like, you know what? She stood up for, right now, my favorite couple.
Yep.
Now, did you hear what I said?
Your favorite couple.
No, I said,
Right now.
my right now favorite couple. My season 2 favorite couple. So, yes. What is the next episode, Cynthia?
Episode 12, Uncharted Waters.
Hopefully it's better.
So excited.
But, we are halfway through, so.
Thank God.
I know, this is such a boring season.
Season 2 needs to get over now.
How in the world did they last this long?
Nothing else was probably on at the time that was
Otherwise,
doing
they
much
wouldn't
better.
have. They would not have lasted.
They would definitely not last right now.
Nope.
If these episodes came out,
It would be canceled.
like the second episode,
Yeah.
they probably even wouldn't have made it through the pilot. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's boring. All right, you guys. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about this episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us at Twitter at duochatpodcast and give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would really appreciate it.